Now, our first guest came to the public's attention aged just 13, wowing audiences and critics alike with a voice way beyond her tender years. Now, aged 26, and with ongoing global success all over the world, she's proving she's still got super-duper staying power. Please welcome Joss Stone! Hello.
Hiya.
How are you doing?
I'm good, yeah.
It doesn't seem that long ago since you've been on. Was it late last year? Something
Yeah,
like that?
it was. I think it's like November.
So what have you been up to since then?
A little song. What have I been up to? Well, I was building a wall the other day.
Dry stone or with cement?
With cement. Oh,
bricks?
yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, I had a bit of help, actually, from my friend Matty. It was a little bit wonky, and it took me ages to sort it out, so that's basically what's been going on in my life.
It's that feeling.
I did that, and I feel very, very proud.
Well, why were you building a wall?
Well, I want to make like a kitchen garden, and I need it to be tall because the asparagus, I want to put asparagus in it.
Oh, right.
And I've never kind of grown asparagus.
OK.
But it's important that it's got the height so then it goes straight.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
This is at your home in Devon.
Yeah.
You love Devon, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time there, just, you know, with my mum and
Do you work there? Do you write there, or do you record? Because you've got your new album out.
Yes, I do write, but I only really write with me and my pencil there. I don't do anything like recording because I haven't really got a studio set up. But I hopefully will
Build
get one.
one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to.
Build a wall? Well, you
Yeah.
can build a studio.
I think I'm going to. That's my next mission. I'm going to build a little studio. And
So
then
the album, this is covers, isn't it, Joss?
Yeah, this is all covers.
Yeah. Did you get to choose which ones you did?
I did. There's a guy called Steve Greenberg that signed me when I was a little tot. And he's kind of like a music nerd, if you like, in a good way.
Yeah.
You know, he's got so much music and he can tell you when it was released, by whom, what chart position it got to in 1972. Like, he's that kind of guy. So I just sat with him for a couple of days and listened and listened. And then I took in a list to the studio of about 25. And most of them I didn't know myself.
Oh, really?
Which I think is a good thing when you're covering something.
Well, you are only 4.
So,
Yeah.
well, you know.
They're old soul numbers, aren't they?
They're old soul, yeah. A lot of them are kind of obscure. But then Teardrops isn't really that obscure to this country. I think a lot of people
You've got
know
an
that.
Alexander O'Neill song on there as well, haven't you?
Oh, our best friend, Alexandra O'Neill.
have you?
She doesn't even know him.
No, she doesn't even know who he is still. I'm sure I read that somewhere.
It is. We went to see.
Maybe.
No, she didn't. He's doing the festival. He's doing the festival.
Oh, there you go. See, it ties in somehow.
No, you're only doing. You're just going to do one festival.
I'm just doing the one. I'm doing the Magic Festival in Guildford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the weekend that you get married, so
It's the weekend I get married.
Are you
but
getting
also, I'm
married?
getting married on the 13th of July, but also years ago at Elton John's wedding, Clunk, right, I was having a wee in the next cubicle to you.
I remember this.
Do you remember?
Yes, I remember.
My son was in his band, and he said, "Please, Mum, what are you doing? What are you doing?" I said, "I'm weeing next to Joss Stone." And he said, "Would you ask her to marry me?" But he's now the lead singer of the 1975.
Oh, right.
And I'd love you to be my daughter-in-law.
Oh,
So I've
okay.
just proposed.
How lovely. Oh, that's funny.
No, we would obviously talking about all the different covers that you do. You've done a cover of The Love We Had.
Yes.
Did you take inspiration from the original version, or did you absolutely just try and do your own thing with it?
I think you can't not be inspired by the original version. The Dells, their version was, like, amazing.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Like, there's 2 voices. And I think that's kind of why I was pushed more to do it. Obviously, the lyrics and stuff, they're very emotional and it's easy to get your teeth into, easily. But the way that it sounds with one man's low voice and then the really high, like, blast, it just gives me so much room to kind of work with. And I think,
Well, you worked with it beautifully in terms of expressing the emotion on the video.
Oh.
You're a right little actress. Here we go. Let's have a look.
Lately, babe, I've been thinking how good it was when you were here. And it ain't the wine that I've been drinking. For once I feel my head is clear.
Are you writing a reggae album or something? Did I read? You are.
I've kind of been writing one for the last 3 years, really, on and off. I normally do it really quick, but this one's just been chill.
And is that with one of Bob Marley's sons you're doing that?
Yeah, I've got a couple of songs with him. So, yeah, I met him a while ago when we were doing the Super Heavy record with Mick and Dave. And
Yeah, that.
I'll check
what
that
about
Mick and
that?
Dave.
Yeah. Well, Mick Jagger set up some...
Mick Jagger and Dave Stewart.
I know.
Amazing. That was
you?
fun. So I went to do that, and that's how I met Damien. And Damien always was working on his record that he was making with Nas, called Distant Relatives. It's a good record. And after our sessions were Super Heavy, I'd go in and listen to what they were doing. And he was like, Josh, you've got to do a reggae record. You have to do it. So I began, and then, you know...
Did you have much influence
We
of
just
reggae
chilled.
in your life, though, before? Or
As much as anyone else would have, you know, listening to Bob Marley and Linton Kwesi Johnson.
Yes.
And, you know, just my dad's records, really.
Yeah.
But, you know...
I can see it working with
Yeah.
you, because you've got a very chilled-out sort of vibe, you know. I think it can be a little bit pretentious sometimes when pop or rock stars say, yeah, I'm going to have a go at reggae.
Yeah.
Whereas
It's
you
quite-
seem to be
yeah.
already in that sort of zone, if you know what I mean.
I'm not
going to
start, like, singing in patois or anything.
No, that's a good thing.
I promise you I won't do that. It will be a mix, you know.
It's worked out really well for you, hasn't it? Because you took a big risk, didn't you, when you left your record company?
Yeah.
And
I'm glad I did that.
are you still... You're not... No
Yeah.
regrets there?
No, I'm so
But you've got your
glad.
own record company as well, and then you just signed your
Yeah.
first band.
I have, yeah. We've been working in a band called Yes Sir Boss for a while. They're great. They really are.
Good. Where are they
kind
from?
of
They're from
jamming.
Bristol, aren't they?
Well, they're from kind of all over. They got together in Totnes, and I've known the bass player for a long time, since I was, like, 11.
So you're a music mogul.
I just try and, like, help out, you know. If I see
That's
there's some
great.
talent, I'll try and give them a little helping hand. And...
Well, Joss, last time you were on, you had a wee song. Not this time, but please come on again and
I'd
give
love
us
to.
another little number, because
Yeah,
we
no
love it
worries.
when you come on to sing. Joss
no
Stone,
problem.
everyone.
Thank you.